Once upon a time, in a floating island above the silver clouds, there was a hidden kingdom called Featherland. This magical place was ruled by Queen Luma, a wise and kind-hearted talking bird. One day, a young human boy named Finn accidentally discovered a glowing feather in the forest. As he touched it, a portal opened, sucking him into Featherland. At first, Finn was scared the trees could walk, rivers sang songs, and all animals could speak. Queen Luma welcomed him warmly but warned him, "Darkness is creeping into our skies. The evil crow sorcerer, Cargill, has stolen the golden egg that keeps our island floating. Without it, Featherland will fall into the sea." Brave but clueless, Finn decided to help. Along with his new friends, a clever squirrel named Tico and a shy dragon bird called Nala, he set out on a wild adventure. They crossed rainbow bridges, solved riddle-speaking caves, and even had to dance to open magical doors. Finally, after a thrilling chase through a stormy cloud maze, Finn faced Cargill. With Nala's fire breath and Tico's tricks, they managed to distract the crow sorcerer long enough for Finn to grab the golden egg and return it to Queen Luma. As a reward, Queen Luma gave Finn a shimmering feather pendant, promising he could return to Featherland whenever he wished. With a smile, Finn stepped back into the portal, carrying a heart full of memories and dreams of more adventures to come. And so, Featherland floated happily ever after. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Lumo, whose hands could emit light. But instead of being celebrated, he was feared by the people of his village. They thought his light was cursed. One day, something unbelievable happened. The entire village started floating. A magical tornado lifted the village high into the sky, and now it drifted among the clouds with no way to return to the ground. Lumo soon discovered the cause. The village had a sacred artifact called the Bell of Light, hidden deep within its heart. The bell's glow kept the village grounded. But now, the light had faded, and only a legendary child of light could rekindle it. Realizing he might be the one from the ancient prophecy, Lumo set out on a brave journey. But the bell was guarded by ancient magical creatures, and he would need not only his light but also his heart's courage to succeed. With the whole village depending on him, Lumo had to prove that the very thing they feared was actually their greatest hope. Long ago, two kingdoms, Solaria, of light, and Nocturnia, of shadows, were enemies. But their rulers, Queen Alara and King Darius, once secretly loved each other. Afraid of war, they hid their love and sent their newborn daughter, Lyra, to grow up safely in the forest. Years later, Lyra, brave and curious, discovered the truth about her parents. Guided by the wise sage Eldrick, and helped by magical creatures Shadow and Gleam, she set out to unite the two divided lands. Through her kindness and courage, Lyra convinced the kingdoms to see beyond fear. Alara and Darius, seeing their daughter's strength, reunited at last. Thus, Solaria and Nocturnia became one, the kingdom of Solanox, where light and shadow lived together in peace. In a little village named Willowrise, a brave boy called Poppy dreamed of flying among the clouds. One windy day, while chasing his kite, he discovered giant, floating creatures, the sky whales. The leader, a wise whale named Nimbus, told him, "The storm sprites have stolen the wind crystal. Without it, we can't stay in the sky." Poppy agreed to help. Riding on Nimbus's back, he soared into the stormy skies. The storm sprites, playful cloud beings, didn't realize they had caused trouble, they just wanted fun. Poppy challenged them to a rainbow race. After a wild, colorful chase through the clouds, Poppy won. Laughing, the sprites returned the wind crystal. The sky whales sang joyfully, and Nimbus gave Poppy a magical wind feather. Now, whenever a rainbow appeared in the sunset sky, the villagers smiled, knowing Poppy was visiting his sky friends. Once upon a time, in a hidden village called Willow Hollow, there lived a little girl named Elia. She had a special lantern, not an ordinary one, but a magic lantern that could catch pieces of starlight. One night, a tiny moonbeam fell from the sky and got lost in the dark forest. Without the moonbeam, the night sky looked a little sad and pale. Elia decided to find it. She put on her red cloak, grabbed her glowing lantern, and followed the soft humming sounds deep into the enchanted forest. There, she met funny creatures talking mushrooms, a sleepy river that yawned, and even trees that whispered secrets. At last, she found the moonbeam trapped inside a web of dark vines. The vines were alive and grumpy, guarding the light because they had forgotten how to be happy. Elia, being brave and kind, sang a sweet little song. Her voice made the vines remember the warmth of sunlight and the smell of spring. Slowly, they let go of the moonbeam. Elia gently caught the moonbeam inside her lantern and released it back into the sky. The stars twinkled brighter than ever before, and the moon sent down a soft silver ribbon to thank her. From that day on, Elia became known as the Lantern Girl, protector of starlight. In the magical valley of Starvale, there lived two sisters, Mira and Lena. Mira, the elder one, had the power to talk to the moonlight, and Lena, the younger, could make flowers bloom with her laughter. One day, while playing near the ancient willow tree, they found a hidden silver door shining under its roots. Curiously, they opened it and stepped into a secret world, a land where stars floated like balloons and rivers flowed with liquid gold. But all was not well. The kingdom of Oralis was slowly losing its magic because the crystal of dreams had been stolen by the mischievous night goblins. Without it, children's dreams would disappear forever. The wise old owl, Sir Hootsworth, told them only sisters with pure hearts could retrieve the crystal. So, Mira and Lena set out on an adventure riding on cloud lions, solving riddles of the singing stones, and crossing forests where trees told stories. Along the way, Lena's laughter revived the dying flowers, guiding them, and Mira's moonlight songs opened secret paths hidden in shadows. Finally, they reached the night goblin's lair, a cave made of shadows and mist. Instead of fighting, the sisters sang a song of hope together. The goblins, touched by their pure voices, returned the crystal willingly, realizing they had forgotten how beautiful dreams were. With the crystal back in its place, Oralis lit up once again. The Queen of Oralis crowned the sisters as the guardians of dreams, and gave them magical pendants shaped like tiny stars. From that day, Mira and Lena would secretly visit Starvale every night riding the winds, keeping the magic of dreams alive for everyone. In the village of Aurora Hollow, the stars in the night sky shimmered and danced, thanks to the magical Starweaver family. Amira, the mother, wove the stars into beautiful patterns. Iron, the father, used their light to grow the village's crops. Their daughter Lena dreamed of flying among the stars, while little Milo believed the stars were his friends, twinkling with joy. Everything was perfect until one night, a dark spirit known as Nightshade stole all the stars from the sky, plunging the village into darkness. The crops began to wither, and the villagers grew scared. But the Starweaver family didn't give up. Together, they set out on a journey through the dark twilight forest to find the missing stars. Along the way, they met magical creatures that helped them, including singing stones and deer made of light. When they found the Nightshade spirit, they didn't fight. Instead, they showed it that love and unity were stronger than darkness. The Nightshade spirit, moved by their words, returned the stars to the sky. The village was filled with light again, and the Starweavers became legends, proving that love and togetherness can light up even the darkest night. Ira and Leo had been living in Verdant Hollow for as long as they could remember. The forest was their playground, and the magic in the air was their constant companion. They had everything they could ever want: freedom, laughter, and the thrill of their boundless powers. Every day they would wander the forest, using their magic to help the creatures and plants around them. Era would summon gentle rainstorms to water the flowers, while Leo created shimmering rainbows to cheer up anyone who was feeling down. The animals loved them, the trees whispered secrets to them, and the rivers sang their praises. Despite their powers, Ira and Leo never let magic control them. They used their gifts to spread joy, kindness, and fun. They didn't need to worry about anything. The forest provided everything they needed, and their love for each other made every day an adventure. One morning, as the sun peeked through the branches of the ancient trees, Era turned to Leo with a mischievous smile. "How about we make today the best day yet?" she asked. Leo grinned, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "I've got just the idea," he said, clapping his hands. Leo conjured a giant castle made of candy, complete with chocolate walls and candy cane towers. It sparkled under the sun's rays, and the sweet smell filled the air. Era clapped her hands, and a gentle breeze swept through the castle, causing the candy to dance and shimmer in the light. The two siblings spent the day inside their magical creation, laughing as they made the candy animals come to life and raced through the fields of sugar flowers. They even invited their animal friends to join the fun, creating a festival of magic and joy. As the sun began to set, Ira and Leo sat on a hill, watching the stars twinkle in the sky. "I can't think of a better life than this," Leo said, leaning back on the grass. Ira smiled and nodded. "There's nothing better than having you by my side and using our magic to make the world a happier place." As the night fell, the stars twinkled brighter than ever before, reflecting the happiness in their hearts. They had everything they needed: each other, magic, and the freedom to live their lives exactly as they wished. In a distant land, there exists a hidden garden that only appears under the light of a full moon. This magical garden is said to grant its visitors one wish, but there's a catch. The garden's protector, a mystical creature called the Luna Serpent, will test the heart of anyone who enters. Only those with pure intentions are allowed to make their wish, while those with selfish desires will be trapped in the garden forever. The protagonist, a young adventurer named Orion, stumbles upon this garden while chasing a mysterious light one night. As he steps into the garden, he encounters a strange, glowing creature who guides him toward the heart of the garden. Along the way, Orion befriends several enchanted creatures, like talking flowers, mischievous fireflies, and a wise owl who helps him solve riddles to prove his worth. However, a dark force lurks in the garden, an ancient evil that wants to use the garden's power to rule the world. Orion must face his fears, make difficult choices, and prove his bravery in the face of temptation. As the full moon rises, he realizes that the true power of the garden lies not in making wishes, but in the choices he makes and the sacrifices he's willing to endure for the greater good. Will Orion make the right choice, or will the darkness overcome him? Only the moonlight knows. Elliot and Finn, two adventurous brothers, found a glowing path in the forest one evening. It led them to an ancient tree that told them a dark shadow was threatening the forest. The tree gave Elliot a magical sword and Finn a crystal pendant. The brothers bravely defeated the darkness and saved the forest. The tree thanked them, making them its guardians. From then on, the brothers protected the forest together. Lily and Rose discovered a magical pond in the forest. The pond granted each sister a wish. Lily could talk to animals, and Rose could heal plants. They spent the day using their new powers to help the forest. From then on, the sisters visited the pond, knowing they were chosen to protect nature. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Max who loved adventures. One night, while playing near the woods, he saw a figure with glowing eyes flying through the sky. It was a small vampire named Vera. Vera had soft, silver hair and glowing red eyes. She wasn't scary, she was kind and loved making friends. Max asked, "Aren't you afraid of humans?" Vera smiled and said, "No, I just want to be friends and play under the moonlight." That night, Max and Vera became best friends. They played hide and seek, and Vera showed Max how to fly with her bat wings. She even taught him how to talk to the night animals. Max realized that being friends with a vampire wasn't scary at all. From then on, Max and Vera had many magical adventures together, exploring the world under the moonlit sky. Once upon a time, in a colorful little village, there lived a tiny girl named Lila. She was no bigger than a daisy, but her hair was the longest anyone had ever seen. It flowed behind her like a golden river, soft and shiny, almost touching the ground wherever she went. Lila loved her hair more than anything else. She didn't see it as a trouble to her. It was a toy, a friend, and a magical rope all at once. In the mornings, she would braid her hair into giant loops and pretend they were swings. She would toss her hair into the air and watch the sunlight dance across it like little fireflies. Sometimes, she would tie flowers, tiny bells, or colorful ribbons into it, making herself look like a walking garden. One afternoon, while playing in the meadow, Lila decided to build a castle using her hair. She twisted and twirled the silky strands into towers and walls, laughing as butterflies tried to land on the moving, shimmering structure. The birds sang with her, the wind played in her hair, and even the clouds above seemed to stop and watch the little girl's games. At night, when she curled up to sleep, she would wrap herself in her own hair like a cozy blanket, dreaming of floating across the sky like a ship made of gold. Everyone in the village said Lila's hair was magic, but Lila knew the real magic was in how much joy and wonder she could create just by being herself. And so, she played, laughed, and dreamed, with her long, long hair dancing in the wind like a story that never ends. In a mystical world where the day and the night were two separate kingdoms, the daylight realm and the moonlight realm, a deep rivalry had existed for centuries. The princess of the daylight realm was Solara, and the princess of the moonlight realm was Lunaria. From childhood, both were taught that the other was their greatest enemy. Their people whispered tales of betrayal, warning them never to trust the other side. One fateful night, a terrifying force called the Eclipse Beast awakened between the two realms. It began to devour both light and darkness, threatening to destroy everything the sun dimmed and the moon cracked. The ancient wizard of both realms revealed a hidden truth. Only the combined powers of day and night, the unity of Solara and Lunaria, could defeat the Eclipse Beast. At first, the two princesses refused to work together, blaming each other for the beast's rise. They fought, argued, and set traps for one another. But during a fierce battle against the beast's shadow creatures, Lunaria was nearly captured, and Solara, against everything she had been taught, saved her. Through this act, they realized they had been lied to all their lives, that the real enemy was the fear planted in their hearts. Slowly, trust bloomed. Together, Solara's light magic and Lunaria's shadow magic merged into twilight power, a force strong enough to banish the Eclipse Beast forever. After the battle, they chose to tear down the ancient borders between day and night, building a new realm where sunlight and moonlight danced together. And so, the Twilight Sisters became legends, proof that unity was always stronger than fear.